My name is Ellis, and 7 years ago I decided to use steroids for the first time, and today I'm going to be talking about why that caused me to lose my hair. Now I want this video to serve as a bit of a precautionary tale and a bit of an uplifting video as well, because a lot of people will be going through the same thing or be worried about going through the same thing. So you might look at me and go, you haven't lost your hair, you're not bald yet, but
clearly it's going on.
My hair's getting thinner and thinner. So like I said, 7 years ago, I decided to use anabolic steroids. I'm not going to talk about why, really, just know that I used to be a competitive bodybuilder and I wanted to do well in competitions. If you want to know my story, you can go and watch my 10-year transformation video where I talk about when and why I decided to start using steroids. And before using, I spent a lot of time researching side effects, and I knew that hair loss could be one of them. And at the time, I weighed up the pros and cons, and it was a risk that I was willing to take. I think statistically 2/3 of men over 35 will experience male pattern baldness. So most likely at some point in your life you will lose your hair. My dad's lost his hair. I knew potentially that could be a risk, and I knew steroids might accelerate this, and I took that chance. So this isn't me sitting here going, oh poor me, I wish I'd known. I knew and I took that chance, and this is what I have to deal with now. So I didn't notice it straight away. Actually, I didn't notice that I was even receding until I was about 24, 25, and then seeing my hair thin around 25 years old as well. And I'm 27 now, so that just shows the amount of time that it can take. I thought, being one of the side effects of anabolic steroids, that it might happen straight away. And to be honest, after that first cycle, when I realised that I didn't lose any hair, I thought that I might be safe, actually, but that's not the case at all. Now I understand a little bit more about why the hair loss occurs. So you'll either be predisposed to lose your hair or not lose your hair, and obviously I'm predisposed to lose my hair through male pattern baldness. The way that anabolic steroids will come into play with that is they will speed up that process. So they don't actually cause you to lose your hair at all, they just speed up a process that would naturally happen for you anyway. Now to put it simply, this is because steroids are derivatives of the hormone testosterone. With high amounts of testosterone in your system, some of that will convert into another hormone called DHT, or dihydrotestosterone, through a process called 5-alpha reductase. Now this hormone DHT is what's responsible for speeding up the hair loss, or actually speeding up the thinning in your hair, which causes it to fall out. The hairs that are usually more sensitive to DHT are the ones at the front, which is why you recede, and the ones at the top, which is why you get that bald spot. But I'm not here to educate you about steroids and hair loss. If you want to know more, go and watch Derek's videos on More Plates, More Dates. But if you're considering using steroids and you value your hair, I'd say just don't do it, because you don't know. For me, it was a risk that I was willing to take because I was so consumed by competitive bodybuilding, and that meant more to me than my hair. And it's not something that I regret at all. I wouldn't have changed it. Now there are certain things I could have done to slow down the process. For example, I could have taken a drug called finasteride. Now I didn't want to take finasteride due to some of the side effects. I didn't just want to put more drugs into my body when it was something that I wasn't really concerned with at the time anyway. Do I wish I had taken finasteride now? No, still no. I didn't like the side effects, and I wasn't willing to take more drugs just for the sake of it. Ultimately, with finasteride though, you would just be prolonging the inevitable, because at some point you're going to be losing your hair anyway. Now there have been points where I've considered doing a hair transplant, but ultimately I'm not in a position to do that right now. I'd want it done properly, and I want to spend the money on the most quality care. So I'm saving for a wedding, a honeymoon, potentially looking at moving next year, looking at having another baby. All these things are really expensive, so my hair transplant falls way to the back of the list. So what am I going to do about it? Well, tomorrow I'm going to shave my hair. Now I'll be honest, this is something that has probably affected me more emotionally than I would have thought. But when faced with actually doing it, it's made me realise that it actually is going to be quite a big change for me. And for a while I was worried about what people might think and the comments I might get, and I will get people who think certain things, and I will get certain comments. I had this conversation with my fiance, and she assured me she'd still find me attractive. Of course she would. But hey, even if she didn't, it's not something that I can control, okay? My hair is falling out, and I can either be balding or be bald, and at the moment I think I'd rather be bald. So this is the last day you will see me with hair. In fact, I'm going to do another video tomorrow, and I'm going to shave it on camera, so you'll see it there, you'll see it come off, you'll see my reaction to it. So if you are prematurely losing your hair, whether you're taking anabolic steroids or not, I suggest you just embrace it. Do what I'm going to do tomorrow, shave it off. I think I'm going to feel a lot better. I think you will as well. Fear holds us back from so many things in life. And ultimately I find the people that are losing their hair and they're balding, they don't like how they look because of that anyway. So take the plunge, go for that cleaner look, embrace it, be proud of it, respect it. And if you're thinking about taking anabolic steroids and you care about your hair, don't do it. And if you do, just be prepared that this might happen to you one day as well. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more. I do talk about steroids very openly on this channel. I don't want it to be a steroid channel. I just want to be down to earth and honest with you guys. And they're the kind of videos that I'm making, as well as informative stuff, instructional stuff. Follow me on Instagram at _muscle architect, and remember to stick around for the next video. I'll see you then.